Let's get together and make a paper bag journal. Hey, it's Dawn from For Grace Creations, and I thought that I'd take you along with me while I make a planner of sorts. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is hop on the computer and show you some absolutely gorgeous printables. They are DigiKits from Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, and they take my breath away. So I will tell you this. This one here is printed on just regular printer paper because that's typically what people have. And you have to change the settings on your printer to print in the highest quality. Otherwise, it's going to print standard and you're not going to be very happy. If you have matte photo paper and you use that instead, the colors will be more vibrant. It's more of a 3D look, and it takes it up to the next level. To locate the digitals that I'm using today, you'll want to go to 49 Dragonflies. And she's got quite a few wonderful things, but we're going to go to right here to shop and click on that and scroll down. So here it is, Autumn Serenity. And there's US letter size, and then there's A4 size for everything. So like the collage sheets, US letter size. Ephemera, you have to read it, A4. Here's ephemera, US letter size. And then there's background pages. There are some, let's click on this. There's no dates on here, but this is to make a planner. She designed it so that you've got your monthly calendar here, and then there are weekly, so Monday through Sunday. And you can create a yearly journal using all of these different calendars that she has created for us. Sometimes they have handles, just take those off. And, you know, grocery store, that's where I get them. And what you're going to do is down here, just stick your fingers in and start pulling, because we want this whole thing to come undone so we can open it up and lay it flat. After you've got it opened up and laid flat, then you cut it down to whatever size you want. Now mine, I've got it at, let's see, it is at 14 inches this way, and this way we have 9 inches exactly. So just cut it down to that, and then turn it so inside out, so you're not looking at this, because if you're going to cover it with some fabric that is not really thick and dark, you don't want to see this. So then what I did was I went ahead and put a little glue in there, just any glue, stick glue, Elmer's glue, literally whatever you've got. It's just to hold it down a little bit, because I am going to use fabric to cover mine. And then I'm going to sew around it so that the fabric stays. Now, if you don't have a sewing machine, I recommend a strong glue for fabric like Fabrifix, Fabri-Tac, and you can find that on Amazon. Also 3-in-1. They're all three made by Beacon, B-E-A-C-O-N, and you can find them on Amazon. Next, I took some graph paper. I figured out how wide I want my spine to be, because you see, I'm going to have 4 signatures, and they're around 12 to 15 pages each. So it's going to be a chunky monkey. Grab your graph paper and cut it to the 9 inches to the length, and then cut it to however wide you want. Mine, I went with, there we go, 2 inches. I have a 2-inch spine. And then what I did, because I don't like really measuring, I set it here, and I figured, okay, I'm going to do 5 whole pamphlet stitch. So I found the middle and drew a line, and then came out and drew 2 lines, and came out and drew 2 lines. Now this here I labeled top, and the reason there's a line at the top and bottom is because that is where my signature is going to sit inside of here. Let me show you. Okay, so like this is my first signature, and it's going to sit right in between there. And that way, when I am putting the different signatures in, I just know where to align the signature itself. Now, if you don't know what a signature is, I thought I should let you know. It is just a group of papers that you put together. Like this one is my first signature, and I took the month planner and I just glued it down to a piece of tea-dyed paper. And then I put the habit tracker on the next side. And then I did the weekly planner part. And I put that on blue paper. I've got a book page. And I have more from that DigiKit. This is an algebra page. So literally, I added just some wonky papers that I thought would be cool in here. So you can add whatever you want, and you can do however many pages you want. What are you going to need to sew your signatures in? You're going to need a pokey tool. I have an awl, but if you've got a nail, anything that's pokey. And then I have some waxed thread. You can get a whole kit on Amazon, but you also could find embroidery thread at a thrift shop or at like Joann Fabrics for 89 cents. Just get the cheap stuff. But embroidery thread works great as well. And then you're going to need a needle. Not a normal thread sewing needle, but something that has a little bit bigger hole, so you can fit whatever thread you're working with in there. For now, we are not ready to put the signatures in, but what I am ready to do is figure out how I'm going to decorate the front. I know I want material, and because this kit has such beautiful colors. Let me turn another light on, but it's got like these blues and yellows, and you see that? I'm thinking I want to stick with those colors. Let me just show you a few of these beautiful pages. Now, this is considered a collage page in the kit, and that, isn't she gorgeous? And there is another one. I'm going to link Barbara's video in the description because she actually makes a planner and she uses this image. So I will link that there. Who knows, you may get a better feel for how to do this by listening to her. Everybody kind of shows a different way. And that's actually where I learned, was from Barbara. It is my favorite way to make journals now. Look at that. More collage sheets and more. There's a lot more. I'm just showing you a little bit. And then she's got some ephemera. So we have some tags. And then there are some tucks. And there's little tags, and you could shrink things down to make a journaling spot. Anyway, that is all that. Now, I think I've decided I want to go with some jean material. So if this is the front of my cover, I want to have it hang over about that much. And so I think we'll go this way. And is it hanging over? Yes. Okay. And then yet a different color jean material, and I did spray some coffee on it just to see what it would do. It didn't do much. And I think I'm going to use this right about here, and it'll wrap around the back a little bit, and then I'll use another piece of this for the back. And I just dyed this with turmeric in another video that I can totally link below. I boiled a journal. I kid you not. I boiled a journal. And I got that idea from Louisa Heinzel, who did some absolutely phenomenal experiments. And I just decided I had to try. So I've put together a couple things and glued them together because I'm thinking like that. Now, looking at it, I feel like it needs something else. And I'm thinking maybe cheesecloth. What if I put that on there and then this? And I could sew this to the cheesecloth. I think it's a little too long. And maybe it's not grungy enough. Can I rip this? Let's see. Oh, I don't like the sound. Oh, are there certain sounds that just drive you crazy? Because that was not a good one. It makes my teeth hurt. Does that make sense? It makes my teeth hurt. Okay. Let's see if that's better. Yeah, I like that. But I am thinking I want it a little bit darker. So let's move that to the side. Do you see my beautiful work surface? I've been working on seeing what I can come up with in blues and browns and stuff for this. Like, I took a coffee filter and I laid it flat and I sprayed it with just some water and then some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Spray in Walnut Stain and Faded Jeans. And I might use that in the journal some way. I'm thinking some of this brown. I don't know if I want it everywhere or not. Oh, and now I have a wet mess. Let's see. Aha. Let's get a just junk mail. Do you collect junk to use in your journals? I have a bin. I limit myself to one Rubbermaid tote. Now, don't get me wrong, it's kind of a big tote, but oh look, here's another one. I'm just soaking up the extra on the desk. Okay. What if... Ooh, I think that's going to do it, guys. Okay. That's wrapped kind of around the back. And then this like that. And then I sew it down. I think so. Okay. So we've got the front. I'm going to set this aside. We know what we're doing with the front. Well, front and back. It'll be both of it. But the inside. Now, I know that the first signature I've got is this. So I'm wanting something that'll go with that. And I'm just wondering, I have this fabric. So if you don't have fabric, you can go to Goodwill, and they do have big, for like $6, they've got big packages of random scraps. Most of them are big. They're not tiny scraps. And just kind of peek and see and grab one that looks like it might have colors you enjoy working with. What if we laid this out like that? I think that works, because then I could do a jean pocket or something like that. Shoot, what if we used, I could use this as a pocket. Okay, anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this so that it fits the paper bag. And the easiest way for me to do that is actually just to lay the fabric out and then lay this down. So see, I want it hanging over just a little bit. And I'm going to make a little cut and tear it across. And I'm going to come down over here and make a cut and tear it up. And then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew the inside cover on first. Then I will go ahead and put together and sew on the front cover, and I'll be back. Okay, she's sewn together. She's not coming apart. She's got the inside, and most of this is going to be covered. And then we have the back, which I'll do something with. I'm just not sure what yet. I thought I was going to use this pocket on the inside, but it's too big. If you look here, you can tell it's too big. So I got to figure out something else. Okay, I went ahead and put the pocket away. We'll think about that some more later. I found another pocket that I might use instead, but for now, I want to put some of this real light blue Distress Oxide on this paper that I'm going to put on the front inside cover. And I just thought, number one, it's always good to change up someone's digitals and make them your own. But the other thing is that by putting this blue on there, it's going to match the blue in the flower and the jeans when I add the pocket. See? Much better. But, you know, I'm thinking maybe do some brown as well. So I'll use more Distress Oxide here and just give it a little bit. I'm not going to do all of the edges, just here and there. And I'm actually also going to put a little bit on the inside pieces. I don't know how to explain it, but see what I mean? So there's not so much white. Just give it a little tiny bit of grunge. Not a lot, just a little bit. And I think that does it. It's just not so bright. And then we can add it to the inside here of the front cover and then maybe deal with the pocket later because I'm pretty sure I want to use this pocket somehow. But I'm noticing that this front page needs a little bit of that blue as well. Now, I would have never guessed to put blue and orange, blue and yellow together. That's the fun thing about digitals. You get great ideas from other artists. I mean, really, I would never have thought about that until seeing this digital in person after I printed it out. So I'm thinking a little brown as well around all the edges. I just picked up the whole signature and I'm just grunging up the edges. And actually, I should probably do all the signatures. But first, we're going to glue this paper down. I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac because it seems to work really well getting paper to stick permanently to fabric. So I'll put it all around the edges and a little bit in the middle as well. And then just press it down. And usually I will grab a tissue, an old napkin, something to kind of catch anything that might ooze out because I'm notorious for using too much glue. Okay. So if it folds out right there, yeah, I think that's going to look cool. But let's put the other signatures in just to see how they're going to sit, how they look when they're in. Yeah, see, I do think that the other signatures need some brown on the edges. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I didn't know which brown to use. I have two. So honestly, I just grabbed the one closest to me. And I think it works. But now the back. What to do here? Maybe this, it's not the same as the front, so that's good. It's a little different. Maybe I could put that on the back. I'm gonna have to think about it a little while. So this pocket, that's another thing I got to think about. I don't think I want it on the side because it's going to cover up all the pretty. We'll see. We'll see. I'll brainstorm with that. Okay, so I went ahead and sewed in all the signatures just because I was so indecisive with the next thing I wanted to do. So I've got all 4 of them in. I left some extra string hanging because I'm actually thinking I want to do some sort of beading or buttons or something dangling. But they're in, they're not coming out. I did not get any in upside down, which, I've done that before. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 signatures. And now I really do need to decide what I'm going to do on the back.